Honorable Judge Murphy presiding. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So if the state could direct their witness to retake the stand. I just want to remind you that you do remain under the obligations of your oath when you first entered the stand. You can go ahead and have a seat. Thank you. Attorney Smith, are you ready to proceed?
I am, Your Honor.
All right. You can come up if you'd like.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk will ring in the jury. Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Counsel, please stipulate to the return of our jurors.
They will stipulate, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Defense stipulates, Your Honor.
All right, Attorney Smith, you may proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Fiola, we were just talking about being back in the basement, and you heard somebody say they're back, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many people were in the basement at that point?
Most of the individuals that were there, I don't know an exact number.
25 to 35, as you
Yes.
estimated before? And you told us that you went back outside to do the right thing, right?
Yes.
And you told us that when you went back outside, you went in front of the blue truck. I'm trying to find that photograph for you. Do you recall telling us that you went in front of the blue truck?
No, I went actually on the driver's side, which is away from where the interaction was going on, and had to maneuver in between the back of the blue truck and the front of the Jeep.
You are looking at State's Exhibit 5. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
So you were originally in front of the blue truck, and you had to come around on the driver's side and maneuver in between the blue truck and the white and black Jeep, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's because your path was blocked coming through the way you had gone the first time, right?
Wait, what do you mean the first time?
Well, when you first came out, you described that you had come through and gone sort of down where I think you described the Belgian blocks when you come out the first time?
No. You mean when we approached the car that was like, so no, I walked out and walked down the middle of the driveway when we approached the car. That's what I told the state's attorney. And when I walked out, after I had gone back in, and then they said they're back, and we walked out. I walked out of the Belco doors. I had glanced through this little, where your finger's hovering, through that little hole, saw that there were the defendant and Tyler Silva basically had just kind of stopped walking, or it looked like they had just gotten onto the yard. I walked on the opposite side of the truck where we could see it, so the driver's side, and squeezed through at the bed of the truck and at the front of the Jeep.
Okay. And those cars, as they're parked in that exhibit there, that's the same way they were that night, correct?
Yes.
And so you walked in between those, and when you emerged, you were by the Belgian block. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry if I got that incorrect before.
No worries.
And when you emerged, you could see more than just Mr. De Silva and Mr. Valle in the yard, correct?
What do you mean?
Well, there were other people in the yard, right?
Yes.
And you could see other people in the yard, correct?
Yes.
How many people were in the yard?
Probably 15, 20.
Of those 15 to 20, only 2 were not from the Shelton High party, correct?
Correct.
Nobody else got out of the vehicle, correct?
Well, I didn't see a vehicle at this point. I just saw the 2 individuals. From what I remember, the vehicle actually drove up kind of as the fight was going. but I could be wrong. I just don't remember seeing a vehicle. I just remember seeing the two individuals.
But now you're telling us that you recall that the vehicle drove up as the fight was going on?
Could have happened. I just didn't really pay attention to the road. I was more so paying attention to the actual what was going on in the yard.
And you described for us what you saw. Mr. Valle and Mr. De Silva were close to one another, correct?
From what I can remember, yes.
And they were to the left of the red bush?
Yes. Like in the spacious area, yeah.
And you recall that Tyler De Silva was speaking to Tyler Rich, correct?
Yes.
And what do you recall Mr. Valle was doing at that point?
I don't recall. I think he was just kind of there backing him up. He might have said a couple words. I don't remember.
And you said you heard it get louder as you squeezed through between those cars, right?
Right. So when I was walking right about the bed of the truck is when I heard it start to get louder, like right as I got in the middle of the bed. And I'm talking on the driver's side still. So when I was still on the driver's side walking, I heard it get a little louder. And then as I was squeezing through is when I heard the punching sound.
You heard someone get punched in the face, right?
Yes.
You described that as being a hard punch, right?
Yes.
A loud bang, right?
Yes.
Not a rock.
Not a rock.
That's how you described it. It wasn't a rock.
Yes.
And you said you know what that sounds like as far as a hard punch, right?
I mean, I assumed it was a punch from previous either movies or whatever. I mean, I know what a punch sounds like.
So you know what a punch sounds like, and you heard that hard punch, and that was somebody getting punched in the face, correct?
Correct.
And that was Mr. Valle getting punched in the face, wasn't it?
I don't recall who it was at all that got punched, but I know there was a punching sound, and that's kind of when it all started.
As you emerged from between the two vehicles after this punching sound, did you already have your phone out?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so as you emerged, you could see that Tyler Rich and Tyler De Silva were down on the ground, correct?
Yes.
And you could see that Tyler De Silva was on his knees and he had his shirt sort of pulled up over his head, sort of hockey style, right?
Yes.
And you said you weren't trying to break him up at that point, you just wanted to see what was going on, right?
Yeah.
You thought Tyler Rich could handle himself, right?
Yes.
And at some point, you would agree, you pulled out your phone, you turned it on, and you started filming what was going on, right?
Yes.
You were doing that as a Snapchat or as something that was on your camera? How were you, what were you
No,
using?
so I just had Snapchat, and when you open the app, it's got like a big circle for you to video stuff or take a picture. It's like the main screen when you click on it. Like still to this day, if you click on the app, it just brings up that picture where you could take a video. So I had my phone out. You could see the flash was on, so I was trying to get what was happening on video to show the two individuals back by the Belgian blocks like I had mentioned before.
Right, the two girls. You were going to show them this video, right?
Yeah.
In fact, you said you were going to show them the video because they had had some sort of previous interaction, and you wanted to show them and say, look at this video of Tyler getting what?
Tyler just in a tussle with Tyler Rich. I didn't know if they could see it from their view because there were some people outside. So I just, again, I was 17, probably shouldn't have videoed it. Wasn't really that funny, but in the moment, I thought it was funny, or not really funny, but I just thought it was something that I could show them, so I did. But it was definitely not the smartest choice.
You were taking a video of somebody getting attacked, and you were going to show that to some girls. Is that true?
I wouldn't say anyone was being attacked. I think it was pretty mutual. There was a tussle going on the floor. You see Tyler De Silva's shirt pulled up, but Tyler Rich is also under him. And there was definitely something going on. But I wouldn't say it was doing it because I thought it was funny of somebody being attacked. Like you just said, no, that wasn't the reason.
Well, you told us you thought it was funny at the time, right?
I thought it was something that would be worth showing the girls. Yes, I was also 17, so not the same person. I probably would definitely not take a video if I was in that situation again.
At the time, you took the video because you thought it was amusing and you wanted to show these two girls.
Again, not amusing. I just thought it was something that was worth showing them because of the previous interaction, like you just said.
Because of the previous interaction that one of the girls had had with Tyler De Silva, you believed.
Correct.
And that interaction you thought would make it so that she would want to see Tyler De Silva getting attacked by Alec Bernstein, Tyler Rich, Sal Perry, Michael Samperi. That's what you were filming, right?
I'm going to object based on what the individual would have wanted to see. I think that was the form of the question.
I'll sustain the objection.
You told us that you thought Lily would want to see this video, correct?
I didn't know if she would want to. I just was showing it to her and her friend.
You told us you understood that Lily had had some sort of previous interaction with Tyler De Silva, correct?
Correct.
And that based on your understanding of that previous interaction with Tyler De Silva, you wanted to show her this video, correct?
Correct.
And you said, look at this video of Tyler getting, and then you trailed off. And it was Tyler getting what?
When did I say, look at this video of Tyler getting? So I was
You
just
don't
saying, look at
recall
this
giving
video.
that answer to the state's attorney when you were asked on direct about this video?
I don't recall, but I do recall saying, hey, look at this video. If I said, look at this video of a fight, look at this video of Tyler, look at this video of Tyler and Tyler. I have no idea what I said exactly, but I know that I went and showed them the video, which is what took my attention for a split second off of the fight.
Because that video was like a trophy, right?
I have plenty of trophies. I don't need any video trophies. I don't know what that even means.
Well, you were preserving to share with somebody else what was going on when Tyler was being attacked, right?
Not attacked, and I wasn't preserving it because if I really cared to preserve it, I would have instantly saved the video, which you have to do on Snapchat, which it probably would have been more evidence for this case if I had saved it. So I actually think about it quite often. I wish I saved it, but I didn't.
You didn't save it, right?
No.
Because you weren't taking it to save it to show it to the police, were you?
No.
That wasn't the kind of video that you would want to share with the police, was it?
No, I would love to have shared it with them after what had happened, but in the instance, no, I wasn't thinking of the police at all.
Well, you were thinking about the police before, you told us, because you didn't want them to come rolling up and everybody get in trouble. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And you didn't want to show them this video for the same reasons, correct? This video would show your friends involved in a fight, right?
No, because there was nothing too bad in the video, and like I said, the video was deleted. If I had had the video, I would have showed them. But the video was instantly deleted when I heard my friend screaming, "He's got a knife." So I put my phone down in my pocket, and on Snapchat, when there's a swiping down motion and the video was never saved, it deletes it for good. And that's what had happened, because an hour later, when I pulled my phone out, there was no video.
You were just unable to save the video and you inadvertently deleted it. Is that your testimony?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
You said you were 5 seconds into the video showing it to the girls, correct?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
So you could have saved it, but you didn't. You were showing it to somebody.
Yeah, I was showing it. Then I heard somebody screaming that an individual has a knife, which takes priority over anything.
And you watched some of the video that was taken by Tanner Chernowski, correct?
Yes.
And you said you thought that that was Faison Teal saying, "Let's go" in the video?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase that? I don't know what you mean.
Do you recall telling the state's attorney when he asked you who said "let's go" that you thought that was Faison Teal?
I just know that Tanner said "yes, sir" in the beginning. That's Tanner's voice. And I am strongly in belief that Faison was who said whatever was said afterwards. Yes.
series of still shots from that same video. I'm going to show you some of those. This is Exhibit 61. Do you recall seeing that before?
Yes, sir.
And you identified yourself right here looking at the camera wearing pink shorts and a white shirt with your camera out, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then, who did you say this person was beside you?
Sal Perry, I think.
And who's this person in front of Sal?
I don't think the state's attorney used this photo to identify whoever that person was because I can't really tell.
You can't tell who that person is.
No.
Can you tell who this person is?
No, it looks like a white blur. I can't see anything outside of me and Sal.
Then you were shown this still shot, correct?
Correct.
You identified this
I'm
as
sorry,
Ryan
Attorney
Hines.
Smith, what exhibit is that?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay.
That is Exhibit 63,
Thank you.
State's Exhibit 63. You identified this person as Ryan Hines, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who's this person?
Sal Perry?
Sal Perry is in front of Ryan Hines.
Yes.
You identified this person in front of Sal Perry as being Alex Bernstein, correct?
Yes, sir.
You identified this person in the black shirt that's in front of him wearing a red hat as being Michael Sampieri, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you see a person in a white shirt over towards the right-hand side of this that I'm pointing to?
Yeah, I see.
Do you know who that is?
I can't make out who that is, sir.
You were also shown State's Exhibit 65. Do you see that, sir?
Yes.
You identified this person in the foreground wearing the white shirt and the black shorts as being Charlie Connery.
Yes.
Can you identify this person walking behind him wearing a gray shirt and black shorts?
Yeah, it looks like Joey Romano.
Joey Romano?
Yes.
How do you know Joey Romano?
He's quite a bit older than me. I want to say 3 grades older than me. So only 2 grades older than Tyler. I know him through other people. I think I played sports with him back in the day when I was in like Little League baseball, but no real serious relationship with him.
So he was considerably older than you.
Yeah.
You spoke to police that night twice, correct?
Yes, sir.
You gave them a statement at 1 in the morning and then a statement again to Detective Bango at 2 in the morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
You did not see a weapon or the stabbing during the fight, correct?
Yeah, I didn't see it in the fight. Yes, sir.
You claim that the only time you saw what you've described as a switchblade with a long, pointed blade was when you were down speaking with Mr. Valle around the bushes by 36 Laurel Glen Drive, correct?
The only time I saw a weapon in the form of a 3-inch blade, I don't know if it had grooves, I don't know if it was a switchblade, but whatever weapon I saw in his hand, yes, that's the only time I saw it.
And you believe that the police arrived after the paramedics, correct?
That's what I believe, yes.
That's your testimony now that you don't recall telling Detective Bango that you heard people say that Mr. Valle was flashing a knife outside the car window.
So, question, because you said to me that I said that he was flashing it, and now you're saying to me that I said I heard people say that. So maybe if I heard people say that, that's what I said. I never said that he was flashing it outside the car window. I don't recall ever saying that. If other people said that to me, and that's what I said on the statement, maybe I said that. But I definitely don't recall seeing him flashing anything outside of the one time I saw it from our interaction.
Well, you do recall telling us that the reason that you went out there was to do the right thing, right?
Went out where?
Out into the front yard when the car came back.
Yes.
And in your mind, doing the right thing was filming this fight so that you could show it to Lily and another girl, correct?
So in the moment of being in the basement, the right thing was go outside, because I'm not going to sit in the basement when a bunch of my friends are outside dealing with something, whatever that may be. I also was in a very tight friend group, Tyler Rich being one of them, so I wanted to be present. God forbid anything happened, which it did. So in my eyes, I was still doing the right thing by being out there.
You consider yourself a protector of your friends?
No, I just consider myself a friend of my friends.
You wouldn't want to see your friends get into any trouble?
Who would? No, I wouldn't.
And you didn't tell the cops about filming this and showing it to these girls, did you?
I don't think I even remembered exactly filming it until I had watched that video and pointed myself out and was like, oh my God, that's me, I think. But when I spoke with the cops directly, it had nothing to do with being afraid to show the cops. I just don't think I remembered to bring that up. It wasn't really that important at the time.
You weren't going to tell them unless they asked you about it?
No, I don't recall. I don't know if I was planning on telling them or not.
Or you weren't going to tell them at all?
I don't recall.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Mr. Fiola, did you intentionally delete that video that you were taking that night on 40? Of the fight?
No, sir. No, sir.
Had you saved that video, would you have given it to the police?
1,000%.
No further questions.
Anything on that limited redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. You can exit the witness box. You're all set. Thank you. Please watch your step as you exit. Okay. Thank you. Does the state have any additional witnesses for today?
We do, Your Honor. We call Faison Teal.
Okay.
May we approach?
Certainly, yes. You can come on in. Thank you. You can come right up to the witness stand here. So step into the witness box and remain standing. Madam Clerk's going to put you under oath, okay? Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. Please state your full name, spelling your last name.
Faison Teal, FAISON BREWINTEEL.
Please state your address.
My address is Wickley Road, Shelton, Connecticut.
All right, sir, you may be seated. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Good. Nervous?
A little bit.
Faison, how old are you?
I'm 20 years of age.
Do you go to school?
Yes, I do.
Where do you go to school?
I'm a fourth-year student at the University of New Haven.
And have we met before today?
Yes, we have.
And why did we meet?
We met regarding the incident that occurred on May 14th, 2022.
And how many times have we met? A couple times?
A couple times, yeah.
I want to direct your attention to May 14th of 2022. How old were you back then?
I was 17 years of age.
And were you in school?
Yeah, I was.
Where were you in school?
Shelton High School.
And did you play any sports?
Yes, I did.
What sports did you play?
I played football.
And I want to direct your attention to that day.
Yes.
Was there an occasion where you went to a house located at 44 Pawtucket Ave?
Yes, there was.
All right. Tell us why you went to that house.
So I was at my friend Rodrigo Crespo's house for my friend Antonio Capamola's surprise birthday party.
And how long were you there for?
I was there for maybe like an hour.
And do you recall what time you got there?
I got there around 9 p.m.
And so you were there from between 9 and 10 p.m.?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did you leave there?
Yes, I did.
Why did you leave?
I left to go to Tyler Rich's house because Roddy's party was done at the house.
And why did you go to Tyler Rich's house?
It's a regular thing to do. He texted us to come there.
So you went there?
Yeah.
How did you go over there?
I was with my friend Jeremy Oko. He was driving.
When you were at 44 Pawtucket Avenue, what kind of party was that other than a surprise party? Were you guys
was-
hanging out?
Yeah, hanging out, high school party.
When you say high school party, did you have any alcohol to drink at this high school party?
Yes, I did.
And what were you drinking?
I was drinking beer.
And how many beers would you say you had?
I had about like 2.
And when you left, when Jeremy Oko brought you to Tyler Rich's house, actually, I'm going to show you this exhibit real quick. Exhibit 5. You know whose house that is?
Yes, I do.
Whose house is that?
That's Tyler Rich's house.
And that's the house you went to that night?
Yes, sir.
And when you went over to Tyler Rich's house on May 14th of 2022, did you bring any alcohol with you?
No, I don't believe so.
When you got there, at Tyler Rich's house, did you go right in the house when you got there?
Yeah, I went right into the house.
And was it just you and Jeremy Oko in the car?
It was me, Jeremy Oko, Jacob Villalobos, Matthew Moore Sanchez, and Aida Aul.
And when you got there, where did you say you walked in the house?
No, I walked in like through the backyard.
Okay. What side? You're looking at this exhibit?
Yeah.
To the right.
To the right, like kind of, well, not to the right, like straight, and then like around the house to the right.
So if I'm pointing to this area here.
Yeah,
Okay, in front of the blue pickup truck where it's open, you can kind of see
yeah, like a little opening.
in there?
Yeah,
Is that where you went in?
yeah. I went around and through the back.
All right, and what kind of entrances over there?
Over there, it's an entrance to the basement.
Okay. And you walked down into the basement?
Yeah.
Now, when you got to the basement, what kind of things were going on in the basement?
People just chilling.
All right, when you say chilling, what does that mean? The jury doesn't know. You got to explain that.
Just like hanging out, drinking a little bit, I guess, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And there was alcohol being consumed?
Yes.
And when you got there, did you have any alcohol yourself?
Yes.
And what were you drinking?
2 Bud Lights.
And outside of the 2 Bud Lights, did you have anything else to drink that night?
No, sir.
So you had 2 at 44 Pawtucket, 2 at Tyler Rich's house.
Yes, sir.
And you got there at about 10 p.m.
Yeah, like
What-
around like 10:15.
What kind of night was it? Was it dark? Was it pitch black?
It was a regular night, like dark a little bit.
When you were outside before you got into Tyler Rich's house, could you see inside? Can you see outside and notice?
Yeah.
Was there anybody outside when you got to Tyler Rich's
When I
house?
got to Tyler Rich's, no.
And how do you know Tyler Rich?
He's a really good friend of mine. I met him when I first came to Shelton. Always been close with him, played football with him. He really brought me around everyone. Picked me up for school every day. Yeah.
Okay. You know who this is? This is State's Exhibit 54. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's me.
State's Exhibit 56. Do you know who this is?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Ryan Hines.
And how do you know Ryan Hines?
I played football with him. He was 2 years under me.
Younger than you?
Yeah.
State's Exhibit 55. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Who is that?
That's Tommy Comrie.
How do you know Tommy?
Tommy's always friends with him. Met him through high school.
State's 57. Do you know who that is? State's 57.
Yes.
Who's that?
Jimmy McGrath.
Do you know Jimmy McGrath?
Yes, I did.
How do you know Jimmy?
I was friends with him.
Now, on May 14th of 22, were these individuals at Tyler Rich's house at the time?
Yes, they were.
Do you know Ricky Fiola?
Yes, I do.
Was he present at Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, he was.
How about Sal Perry? Was he there?
Yes.
What about Mike Samperi?
Yes.
What about Charlie Connery? Was he there?
Yes.
And how about Jake Villalobos?
Yes, he was there.
He was there because you went there with him, right?
Yeah.
And how about Matt Lockovich? You know Matt Lockovich?
Yes, I know Matthew Locke.
And was he present at Tyler Rich's
Yes,
house?
he was.
All right. Now, when you got to, if I may have, when you got to when you got to 43 Laurel Glen, what were you wearing that night? Do you recall?
I was wearing a rubber ducky Marvel T-shirt.
State's Exhibit 23.
Yes.
You recognize State's Exhibit 23?
Yes, I do.
What is this exhibit?
That's the shirt I was wearing that night.
When you got there, you were chilling out with your friends in the basement. How long would you say you were there for?
Like in the basement?
Yeah.
Probably like 15, 20 minutes, give or take.
After about 15 or 20 minutes, did withdrawn. You're familiar with Griffin Marcinzik?
Yes, I am.
How are you familiar with him?
He played football with me.
And after about 15 or 20 minutes, did Ryan Hines and Griffin Marcinzik show up at Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, they did.
And when they showed up at Tyler Rich's house, did you speak with them?
Briefly, yes.
And in speaking with them, not with what they said, but when you spoke to them, were you informed about an incident that occurred prior to Tyler Rich's house over at Lazy Brook Road?
Yes, I was.
And were you aware of what had happened over on Lazy Brook Road with regards to Ryan Hines prior to Ryan and Griffin arriving at Tyler Rich's house?
No, I wasn't.
So you were informed when you got there that something had happened at Lazy Brook by them?
Yes.
Were you aware, based on that conversation, who that involved?
No, I wasn't aware yet on who was involved.
And after you spoke with them, withdrawn. Prior to speaking with Ryan and Griffin, were you aware of any group chat messaging that was going on in relation to that incident that happened on Lazy Brook Road?
No, I wasn't.
After speaking with Ryan and Griffin, were you made aware that there was a group chat messaging that was happening with regards to that?
No, I wasn't.
At any point during your interaction with anybody at Tyler Rich's house, were you aware of this group messaging that was going on?
Yes.
Okay, when did you become aware of it?
I would say, I believe it was Tanner who was talking about it.
And at some point in time, withdrawn, when Tanner informed you that this group messaging was going on, did that happen before or after individuals showed up to the house?
This was before. Wait. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Let me ask you this way. At some point in time, did individuals that were not invited to Tyler Rich's house show up to Tyler Rich's house?
Yes.
Okay. Now, were you made aware of this group chat before that happened or after that happened?
Before that happened.
How long before?
Maybe about like 5 minutes, give or
And-
take.
Okay, and when those individuals showed up to Tyler Rich's house, how were you made aware that they showed up to the house?
So someone, I do not recall who said, but someone said people were like pulling up the ties. And obviously I don't know who they was talking about. But
And when they said that, what, if anything, did you do as a result of that?
well, I also was told that they had McDonald's. So, you know, me, I'm a big kid, so I was hungry. So
So you were made aware that they had McDonald's and you were hungry?
yeah.
So at some point in time, did you exit Tyler Rich's house?
Yes, I did.
And when you exited Tyler Rich's house, how did you leave the house?
I left through the back, and then next to that AC unit came out towards the front area.
So you exited where the Bilco doors were? You exited through the Bilco doors?
Yes.
Again, if we're all on the same page here, State's Exhibit 5. You exited this area here,
Yes.
and I'm pointing to the area it looks like a circle clearing in front of the blue pickup truck and what appears to be, looks like a mulch pile right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you exited that area, did you walk down, how did you walk? Down the driveway? How did you walk towards the car?
Like through the grass.
What's that?
Like through the grass. Like, well, through the driveway first, and then like across.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 49. When the car arrived at Tyler Rich's house, are you able to describe to the jury, using State's Exhibit 49, where you observed the car at that moment?
Yes.
Where was it?
It was across the street.
Okay. When you say across the street, can you describe where across the street?
It was on the right. Well, yeah, it was on the right hand side. And it was.
Okay. Are we?
Well, yeah, yes.
Can you use some of the? It was on the right side of the street here?
Yeah, this side of the street over here. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the right side of the street. Sorry.
So, let me know if I'm correct. I'm pointing right here, just to the area left of these bushes on the bottom of 49, on the right side of the road of Laurel Valley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can the record reflect that that's where I'm pointing?
Yes.
The left of those trees on the bottom of Laurel Glen, States 49.
Or to let the record reflect.
So when you notice the car, was it parked on the side of the road? Was it in the middle of the road?
It was more like in the. It was like in the road, like near the side. It wasn't like exactly all the way over though.
Okay. And so this is a picture of Tyler's house. Are you aware that the road this road right here on the lower left-hand portion of 49, that's Adams Drive?
Yes.
And do you know this road up here on the other side of Laurel Glen? Yep.
I do not recall.
Okay. When the car arrived, was the car facing that way, or in other words, facing, I guess, upward in this picture, or facing towards Adams, if you can recall?
I do not recall.
All right. And when you went out of the house to approach the car, were you with any?
Yes, I was.
Who were you with?
It was me, Tyler Rich. I do not recall who else was with us.
How many people would you say were with you at the time?
Like around 5 to 7 people
Okay.
out there.
At some point in time, did more people come outside?
Yes.
Did you approach this vehicle at all?
Yes,
What
yes,
kind
I
of
did.
car? Do you remember what kind of car it was?
It was like a black SUV.
Showing you States 30. Does that look like the vehicle that you saw that night?
Yes, it does.
And when you approached the vehicle, do you remember what side of the car you approached?
Yes.
What side?
Driver's side.
And when you approached the driver's side, how close to the car did you get when you went up to the car?
Pretty close.
When you say pretty close,
Like I was right next to the car.
so like a foot or two.
Yeah, like a foot or two. Yes.
And based on the lighting that night, were you able to see inside the car?
Yes.
And tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what you were able to observe when you initially approached the car.
So when I first approached the car, I saw about 4 people in the vehicle.
You only saw about 4 people? Do you
Yes.
know if there were anybody else in the vehicle?
No, I do not know.
And did you recognize anybody in the vehicle that night?
Yes. Yes.
Who
I
did you recognize?
Mackenzie Traficante.
And who else? Did you recognize anybody else?
No.
Who is Mackenzie Traficante?
Girl from Shelton.
And how do you know her?
I know her. I went to middle school with her.
And when you approached the car, did you have a conversation with anybody in the car?
At first, yeah.
Who did you have a conversation with?
I believe it was the driver because I was asking about the McDonald's, and then after that, I really backed off. I wasn't.
So you were asking about McDonald's to the
Yeah.
driver and you backed off?
Yeah, like they said, he was like, "No, we don't got a McDonald's," and I was like, "All right." So I really I was off towards the side after that, just like chilling, but I was so close to the car, like I wasn't like far away.
When you were initially talking to the driver, were you having, did you indicate anything else to him other than whether or not he had McDonald's? Did you say anything else to him?
No.
And after you spoke to the driver, you said you moved away from the car?
Yeah.
Did you observe anything happen between your friends and the car while you were out there?
Yes, I did.
What did you observe?
So they started like arguing while they was like near the car, and then that's where I got closer and I started like screaming like, "Yo, y'all gotta leave! Like y'all gotta dip!" And
What
then,
did you say? You guys got to leave?
Yeah, gotta leave. Yeah.
Okay. And what else did you say to them?
Oh, you're like, y'all gotta dip. Like that's like another.
What does that mean?
That's another term for like leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you say that loud?
Yeah, definitely.
And what happened when you were telling them to leave?
When I was telling them to leave, they like weren't moving at first, and then like we started like rocking the car, like back and forth. And after that, they left. They went straight down the road, and they started like coming back and forth.
And when you say they went down the road, did they drive? Well, there's a map behind it. States Exhibit 1. You approach the driver's side door.
Yeah.
So was the car facing this way if you approach the driver's side door? Facing towards Farmhouse Lane?
Farmhouse, yes.
And which way did the car drive when they left?
They left. They went that way, then that way, then that way, then that way. They just kept driving back and forth.
And when they kept driving back and forth, what, if anything, was happening?
People were like chasing the car per se. Like they were running behind it. Like when it it was going back and forth.
Do you recall if any of your friends threw anything at the car?
Yes.
Okay. And what, if anything, do you recall being thrown at the car?
I'm pretty sure it was a beer can.
And was anything thrown from the car at any point?
Not that I recall.
Now, do you recall when the beer can was thrown at the car, do you know where, did it hit the car, do you recall?
Yeah.
Where did it hit the car?
I don't know, but I heard like a shatter,
So,
like a loud like thump.
do you recall whether or not, can you see this
Yeah.
effect in the windshield?
Yeah.
Do you recall whether or not was that caused by the beer can that was thrown? Do you know?
I don't recall.
But you heard some type of shatter?
Yeah, like a loud like thud.
Now, at some point in time, does the car stop driving back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that. What do you recall about that happening?
When it stopped, there's some people over there. I didn't personally see what happened over there, but then
You say over there. Where did they stop?
where the car stopped.
Yeah, where do you recall where on the street the car
No,
stopped?
I don't recall.
Was it close to 43 Laurel Glen or was it further away?
A bit further away. It wasn't like right exactly there.
Was it closer to Adams or was it closer to Farmhouse Road?
It was definitely closer to farmhouse.
Okay, so when the car stopped closer to Farmhouse Road, how did you see that it was stopped?
I don't see it was stopped.
Where were you?
I was like, on the side of the road.
You were on the side of the road in front of Tyler Rich's house?
Yeah.
And how long would you say you were watching what was going on down the road when the car stopped?
Like 30 seconds, if that. Like
After
maybe
30
less.
seconds, what did you do?
What did I do? Everybody just started coming back to the house.
Okay. And did you go back inside the house?
No,
Okay, what did you do?
I didn't. I was just like outside, like with the guys. Like
Yeah.
afterwards,
What were you doing outside with the guys?
you're chilling. Like everybody was amped up a little bit. Like after it all like took place.
Do you recall whether or not any of your friends went down the street after the car?
Yes.
Do you know who went down the street?
No, I do not recall.
Now, at some point in time, do you recall whether or not your friends came back from down the street?
Yes.
And when they came back down the street, what, if anything, did you do?
I was just waiting for them to come back. Like I was just dapping people up, like whatever. After that, like I was like giving high fives, like shaking hands after,
Why were you doing that?
because they came back from running people off from the house.
Okay. And when they came back and you guys were chilling and you guys met back up, did you go have an occasion to go back inside the house?
No,
You stayed outside?
I stayed outside.
And at some point in time, when you were outside, did the car return?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Can you please describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what happened when your car returned?
So when the car returned, two individuals got out of the motor vehicle and they came up to us around the front of the Rich's house. And when they came up,
I'm going to show you stage 4.
yeah,
Can you show me on stage 4 where they came up?
when they came up, yes. So
Just describe it.
just describe it. Towards the grass, like kind of near the red bush.
So this red bush, did it come up the street here?
Yeah,
And at what point when the car was driving up here, did you see the two individuals get out?
when they were parked, when the car was stopped.
Do you remember where the car parked or where the car stopped?
Yes,
Where?
it was on the side, like where the grass is. Like,
States 52. Can you show on States 52 where you recall the car stopped?
where I recall the car stopped.
Okay, so somewhere over here?
somewhere over here.
Okay. That the record can reflect, it's the bottom, near the mailbox on 52, Your Honor.
I'll let the record reflect it's near the mailbox, but it's to the right of the mailbox. Thank you.
And when when the car stopped, you said you noticed individuals get out of the car?
Yes.
And who did you notice get out of the car?
Lito, and then Tyler De Silva.
And do you know Tyler De Silva?
Prior to that, no.
And do you recall what Tyler De Silva was wearing that night?
Yeah.
What was he wearing?
He had like a blue baseball jersey on.
And you said Lito. Do you know Lito?
Yeah, now I do, yes.
But prior to
Prior
that
to
night,
that,
you didn't?
no.
And does Lito have a different name?
Raul
Raul what?
Valle.
And is Raul Valle present in the courtroom today?
Yes, he is.
And what is he wearing?
He's wearing a blue suit.
And can you please point him out for the record? Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant in this case?
Court will allow the record to reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Raul Valle. Thank you.
Now, did anybody else get out of the car that you recognized at that point?
No,
It was just those two individuals?
just was two individuals.
And when they got out of the car, can you please describe to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how they were, did they approach you and your friends?
Yes.
And how did they approach you?
Not in like, it was in, their demeanor was looking like they were trying to start a problem.
Trying to start a problem?
Yes.
Okay, and with regards to States 52, do you recall where on States 52 behind you, where they walked on the property?
Yeah.
The record can reflect he's motioning to what is the tree that is on States 52.
All right, court will allow the record to reflect that. Thank you.
How close were the defendant and Mr. De Silva when they were approaching you and your friends on the property?
Like, how close were they to me?
Yeah.
So at first, I wasn't really close to them. And then when they were talking to Tyler Rich, he was at the front. I overheard them say, "Where's Aiden King?" And Aiden King, that's one of my close friends. So that's when I came towards the front because they said they was looking for Aiden.
Do you know who was asking for Aiden?
No, I do not recall.
Now, how close was the defendant and Tyler De Silva to each other when they were approaching you and your friends?
Like, how close were they to each other?
Yeah.
Like, probably like 2 feet apart.
Okay. And someone walked up asking for Aiden King?
Yes.
Now, at some point in time, can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, were you close to Tyler De Silva or the defendant at any particular moment?
Definitely closer to Raul, the defendant.
I'm sorry?
I was closer to the defendant.
Okay. And when you were, did you have an interaction with the defendant when you were close to him?
Yes.
And what was that interaction like?
I said, y'all gotta leave and get out of here.
And what was the defense reaction to you saying he had to leave?
Just like disregarded.
And did he argue with you?
Not with me personally, no.
Was he arguing with anybody?
Yes.
What was he doing?
They was just standing there and they was bickering with Tyler Rich, like arguing with him.
How long would you say the arguing back and forth lasted for?
Like 30 seconds, if that.
After 30 seconds, did something happen?
Yes.
What happened?
A punch was thrown.
Do you recall who threw that punch?
Yes, I do.
Who threw that punch?
Tyler Rich.
And you recall why he threw that punch?
No, I don't recall why.
Right before the punch was thrown, were you close to the defendant?
Yes.
And do you recall who out of your friends was near you at the time?
No, I do not recall, besides Tyler Rich.
Do you know Ty Wood?
Yes, I know Tyler Wood.
Do you recall Ty Wood was near you at the
Yes, he was outside with us.
time? Was he near you right
Yeah.
before the punch was thrown?
Yes.
And you say you know Tommy Connery.
Yes.
Was Tommy Connery close to you at the time or no?
Not really. He was a bit, like, behind me,
Okay.
per se.
How about Charlie Connery? Was Charlie near you at the time?
Not too close to me, no.
Now, when the punch was thrown, do you recall who got hit?
Yes.
Who got hit?
Tyler De Silva.
Tyler got hit?
Yes.
And when that happened, did the fight start?
Yes.
And describe what happened when the fight started.
So when the fight started, Tyler and De Silva went to the ground, and they was over there, like, towards this area right here.
And where were you in relation to 52?
Right here. I was, like, around here, this area for a little bit.
Okay, so it's around near the tree?
Yeah, near the tree, yes.
And did you participate in the fight?
Yes, I did.
What did you do during the fight?
I was throwing some kicks,
Okay, what kind of kicks?
like stomps. Like
Were they hard? Were they soft? What kind of?
they weren't too hard.
Okay. Why did you do that?
Why'd I do that? Because these individuals, they came on the Tyler Rich's property uninvited, trying to cause an issue.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, did you stop engaging in the fight?
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
Because I was like, it was time to start breaking up the fight.
How long would you say it lasted for, your interaction?
My interaction, like 20 seconds, if that.
And when that was going on, were you closer to Tyler De Silva or the defendant?
I do not recall.
But you were involved in the fight.
Yes, I was.
At some point in time, tell us what happens after you stop fighting. You stop fighting.
After I stopped fighting, stopped fighting, at first I see Tommy Convery on the ground, like with his legs. It's like he couldn't move.
Why couldn't he move?
He was stabbed. And
What did you observe about Tommy?
like he was laying on the grass, like he like couldn't move at all, and there was just blood coming from his legs. And then I looked over to the right of him, and I seen Jimmy, like just sitting there bleeding out, and Sal and Jacob were like trying to help him. And then after that, someone came up to me with a flashlight, and it was like, Faison, your arm. And all I saw was like a big piece of fat like hanging out of my arm, and just blood like bleeding down the side of me.
Do you recall being stabbed that night?
No, I do not recall.
Do you recall seeing any weapon that night?
No.
Did you have any weapons on you that night?
No.
Do you recall whether or not? Do you recall why? Let's run. You don't recall being stabbed. Why don't you recall being stabbed?
There was so much like adrenaline flowing through my body, and I didn't even have an idea that there was a knife or anything, because I was just like turned around kind of. I didn't really see anything happen at that point. Like after breaking up the fight. But then,
prior to your testimony today, did we review a video of the fight?
yes, we did.
And I want to show you just a still from that movie. This is State Exhibit 60. Okay. This is the, we're going to show you the slow motion version of State's Exhibit 60, frame number 178.
Yeah.
Counsel,
Yes, sir.
whenever you feel there's a good time to stop.
Okay, thank you. At 171, we're going to do frame 171. Can you see that on your screen?
Yes, I can.
171. Faison, who is this individual right here?
That's me.
Okay. You indicated before that you had a marble t-shirt on.
Yes.
Doesn't look like you have a marble t-shirt.
No, I did not have my shirt on anymore.
Why did you not have your shirt on?
One, it was hot, and two, I was just shirtless at that point in time. Like I took my shirt off like myself.
You know if this is a good moment to stop.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good time to adjourn for the day. Obviously, the state is not done with its direct examination of the witness, so we'll pick back up with that later in the evidentiary portion of this trial. So I am going to remind you of your obligations and tell you that you must abide by the rules of juror conduct. I did describe those rules to you and that conduct that you have to follow in the beginning of the trial. I also have reiterated those rules throughout the course of the trial, so continue to abide by those rules. We will see you tomorrow, same time. Have a good evening. Thank you so much. Court stands adjourned.
All rise.